Good afternoon. I'm Gwendolyn Morton, and this is Live at 5 on WBON TV9, where every local story starts here. Some of our top headlines for today. We're going to take a look at some beautiful pictures from viewers of the eclipse earlier today. Plus, a Berea business has got a big financial boost, and some updates on a couple of stories that we brought to you right here Friday Live at 5. We've got all that plus more news, local sports, and of course, we're going to take a look at the weather. That's all coming up today. But first, in our WBON TV big story of the day, many people in Central Kentucky were out trying to catch a glimpse of the eclipse that graced the area earlier this afternoon. Among them were viewers who shared their snapshots of the event with us here at WBON TV, capturing the awe-inspiring spectacle that unfolded in the skies. Nearly 31 million people were in the path of totality, with millions more within just a short drive. Most experienced a partial eclipse, but some lucky observers saw a total eclipse, revealing only the sun's corona. Totality lasted from a few seconds to over 4 minutes, depending on where you were, and transformed the sky into twilight darkness. Total solar eclipses are rare, with the next visible one from the continental U.S. not expected until the year of 2044. Thanks to all of you that shared your pictures here with us on WBON. Well, this past Saturday evening, WBON TV was at the Richmond Cinemark Theater for the premiere of Dylan England's second feature film, a horror titled Pesadilla. The crowd at the premiere started gathering around 6 o'clock, buzzing with excitement. Many of the cast and crew posed for pictures in front of the car featured in the film and the film's poster. The cast and crew were joined by family members and friends as they packed a Cinemark auditorium to view for the first time the completed movie that many had worked so hard on. A brief introduction from England was met with applause before the audience settled down for the slow burn horror. The film's conclusion was likewise met with applause, and a Q&A session with the filmmakers followed the premiere. Pesadilla is a horror film about how greed and grief affects, drives, motivates, manifests, and haunts in ways that are not different as one might think. The film's tagline is, "Are you confused because you're curious, or curious because you're confused?" That was exciting news right here in Richmond over the weekend. Well, local Berea businesses got a $4 million boost from tourism in 2023. That's according to the Business and Tourism Development Director, Donna Angel. Angel revealed the latest numbers in her presentation to the Berea City Council last Tuesday night in the meeting, stating that by promoting conferences, festivals, and events, and aggressively bringing more motor coach traffic into the city, local businesses reaped the financial benefits. Tourism also aggressively courted motor coach companies, attracting more overnight stays, restaurant visits, and spending a local retail valued at $886,000 last year. Overall, approximately 4,905 visitors came to Berea by motor coach in 2023, 3,600 of whom stayed overnight, according to the report. You can read more about this and the story up now by Andy McDonald on our page, WBONTV.com. Well, in a story we brought you here on Friday around 1:30 Friday afternoon, the Richmond Police Department's Collision Reconstruction Unit responded to a distressing incident at the mile marker 90 on Interstate 75 northbound. That was a call about a pedestrian being struck by a vehicle. Preliminary investigations reveal that a male individual identified as Michael Cornett, 36, was attempting to cross from the northbound side of the interstate to the southbound side. In a tragic turn of events, Cornett took off across the lanes and was struck by oncoming traffic. Emergency services rushed to the scene and transported Cornett to the hospital, where he received treatment for life-threatening injuries. The occupants of the vehicle involved were from Tennessee and are fully cooperative in the investigative process. The circumstances surrounding Cornett's decision to cross the interstate particularly at a location where there appeared to be no destination, remains unclear. The Richmond Police Department urges all individuals to exercise caution and refrain from engaging in hazardous activity near or on our roadways. Well, in another story we brought you last week we were following developments of a Madison County man who escaped from the Franklin County Regional Jail. Deputies with the Madison County Sheriff's Office say they received credible information on the whereabouts of Brandon Rodas late Friday, April the 5th in Madison County. Rodas walked away from an assigned work detail while serving time at the Franklin Regional Jail last week on Wednesday, April the 3rd, and was believed to be traveling to Madison County. Deputies say Rodas was taken into custody Friday around 5:30 p.m. as we were going off the air here on Live at 5. He was in Madison County and he was booked into the Madison County Detention Center with additional charges of escape second degree and resisting arrest. In the investigation surrounding Rodas's whereabouts in Madison County, which led to his arrest, Deputy Begley, Deputy Christian, Deputy Daniels, and Deputy Hamilton of the Madison County Sheriff's Office investigated the case that led to that arrest. Well, in Laurel County, the Sheriff's Office there is currently searching for a missing teen. The office is asking for assistance in locating Lovely Jones, a 17-year-old teenager reported missing from southern Laurel County since Sunday night. Authorities suspect she may be en route to either Lexington or possibly even California. Individuals with information about Jones's whereabouts are urged to contact the Laurel County Sheriff's Office. You can see a good picture of Lovely Jones there on your screen. That sheriff's phone number office is 606-864-6600. Well, a lot of people are still trying to clean up from those storms last week, and the Jessamine County Emergency Management Association has reported another EF1 tornado that happened on Saturday. That was reported with peak winds reaching 100 miles per hour in the western part of the county. The storm originated in Woodford County before tearing through Jessamine County, demolishing 2 barns on a farm, uprooting trees and bringing down power lines. Its path extended between Keene Versailles Road and Sterling Lane, where 2 more barns were destroyed. Authorities have requested the National Weather Service to conduct surveys into other areas that are also suspected to have been impacted by those tornadoes last week. With that, speaking of tornadoes, we're going to take a look at the weather today. We've got Todd Nelson in the Weather Center. Hopefully we can have a nice calm week this week. All that coming up next right here Live at 5.
Granite, marble, and quartz for any surface. Make a lifetime commitment you won't regret.
I'm Michelle.
And I'm Jennifer, and in the spring of 1992, Bishop's Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Cupcadet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop's Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 North Estill Avenue in Richmond.
We can't wait to see ya.
Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. From our attention to detail, a diverse staff, and the best aftercare in the business, there's no better local choice to take care of your family in a difficult time than Davis & Powell. Call in to discuss pre-planning and preparations so there'll be no additional burden on your family. Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. For additional information, check them out at davisandpowellfuneralhome.com. Davis & Powell Funeral Home, always going the extra mile.
Are you considering a bathroom remodel? Think about this. Remodeling your bathroom without addressing the plumbing is like going to get a facelift when you need heart surgery. Plumbing is the heart of your home. At Fast Flow, we understand the importance of a well-functioning plumbing system. Our expert plumbers have years of experience in providing top-notch plumbing services. Don't just settle for a pretty face. Choose Fast Flow Plumbing before you remodel and keep your home's heart beating perfectly.
Call a pro at Fast Flow.
Looking for some fun? The Galaxy Bowling Center has a league for you. No matter your skill level, you can come out, make some new friends, and have a great time. Call 624-4444 for details. Or if you're more of a trivia person, Champions Grill has you covered every Tuesday starting at 7 with great prizes and all-you-can-eat wings for only $19.99. Why go anywhere else? The Galaxy Bowling Center and Champions Grill, your ticket to fun just off I-75, exit 87 in Richmond.
Watch The Real McCoys, weekdays at 9:30 a.m. on Heartland.
Family known as The Real McCoys.
Watch Laugh-In on Retro TV, Mondays through Thursdays at 10 p.m. and Saturdays at 8.
Welcome back to Live at 5. Pretty mild day out there in the bluegrass, but it looks like we've got more rain moving into the area. We've got Todd in the Weather Center. Going to take a look at that forecast.
All right, thanks, Gwendolyn. Yeah, today was the solar eclipse, very highly anticipated day, of course. And this is what it looked like in Richmond at 3:09, that partial eclipse. Not quite full, but if you were in that path of totality north and west of here, this is what it looked like. Just a brilliant picture. And again, the path of totality is situated just to the north and west of us, stretching from Texas all the way to Maine, and quite an event for those folks. So for tonight, we're going to see some isolated showers. Wet weather then starts to move in here for that midweek time period, maybe even some severe weather concerns on Thursday, and then it turns better this upcoming weekend. So here is the view from north of town on I-75, looking at, of course, the dry roads. Things definitely dimming out there today thanks to that solar eclipse. Now again, there could be a couple of isolated showers and thunderstorms here and there around the region for the evening, but as we get into the second half of the week, the winds are really going to be picking up in advance of a storm system that could bring us some severe weather. In fact, already highlighting an area throughout parts of the Ohio Valley on Thursday, and through the end of the week, we are talking about the potential of some 1 to maybe 2+ inch rainfall amounts around much of the Commonwealth. But just through 7 p.m. Wednesday, maybe over 1 inch. So again, for tonight, there could be a couple of stray showers, maybe a rumble of thunder, nothing significant. Again, as we head into the day tomorrow, maybe a few more isolated showers and thunderstorms. In fact, that rain chance does become a little bit more widespread for tomorrow. So as we head into the overnight hours, temperatures will be falling into the upper 50s. We get into the 60s tomorrow, a little bit unsettled, and of course still unsettled on Wednesday. Temperatures nearing that 70-degree mark. We will watch that severe threat on Thursday. Still raining Friday, but getting better this upcoming weekend.
Thanks, Todd. And for weather all the time, you can find it on Channel 9 online. Check out our Facebook page and WBONTV.com. Well, Kentucky State Police are currently investigating a shooting incident that occurred in Letcher County. The incident was reported around 9 a.m. Friday. Upon arrival at the scene, first responders discovered Nicholas Webb, 45, deceased from a gunshot wound. Authorities identified Rodney Webb, 56, as the suspected shooter, and he was promptly arrested on site. Preliminary investigations suggest that a confrontation ensued between the two men, escalating when Rodney Webb, a resident of Whitesburg, allegedly drew a firearm and shot Nicholas Webb, also of Whitesburg. The deceased victim's body was transferred to the medical examiner's office in Frankfort for an autopsy. Rodney Webb faces charges of murder and possession of a gun by a convicted felon. He has been taken to the Letcher County Jail. Dance Blue, an annual event aimed at raising funds for cancer patients at the Kentucky Children's Hospital Hematology and Oncology Clinic, celebrated a significant milestone this year with a record-breaking fundraising total of $2,129,952.87. The proceeds from this remarkable achievement will go towards providing essential support for patients and their families, including assistance with accommodations, transportations, meal, and with a portion allocated to cancer research efforts. To support this cause, donations can be made year-round at danceblue.org. What a great fund there. Well, a sad but good story coming out of Cynthiana. Harper, a dog from Cynthiana, is now recovering after a harrowing experience where she was thrown from a vehicle. Staff at the Cynthiana Animal Shelter worked to treat the injuries and uncover the individual responsible for this disaster, but witnesses reported that Harper was thrown out of the window of a black Ford truck that was along Kentucky 1842 near White Oak on last Monday night. Apart from her mobility issues, Harper was noticed to be underweight, suffering from mange, and had quite a bit of road rash. In a positive update shared on Facebook, the shelter announced that Harper has been safely transported to a rescue in Indiana, where she will receive further care. Anyone with information about Harper's ordeal is urged to contact the shelter staff or local law enforcement. Look at that face. How sweet is that? Well, Secretary of State Michael Adams announced voter registration continues to surge as we near the May primary, with over 8,800 new voters registering in the month of March. Adams went on to say that as the state prepares for a potentially high turnout, Kentuckians need to remember that the deadline to register to vote in May is April 22nd. In March, over 4,800 voters were removed from the rolls, while 3,500 dead voters, over 600 felony convicts, and just under 500 voters who moved out of state. 92 voters voluntarily deregistered and 55 voters were judged mentally incompetent, while 24 duplicate registers were removed. Republican registrants account for about 46% of the electorate as Republican registration increased by 0.16%. Democratic registrants made up 43% of the electorate, or almost 1.6 million voters. Democratic registration decreased by 794 voters, a 0.05% decrease. There are 362,567 voters registered under other political affiliations. 10% of the electorate other registration rose by 2,100 votes. With that, we're going to take a quick break. Lots of sports news out there today. We've got Dawson Roll and with a look of all the news that's going on around the Bluegrass. That's coming up next.
Join the City of Richmond and the local recycling center for Free Shred Day on April 26th from 3 to 5 p.m. Located at 550 Recycle Drive in Richmond. Last April, over 9,000 pounds of paper, equating to over 90 trees, made its way through the center, and the hope is this year's event is even higher. Shred Day takes place on April 26th from 3 to 5 p.m. at the Richmond Recycling Center. For more information, follow the City of Richmond Community Information Facebook page.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
When the possibility for severe weather is a threat, it pays to have an expert on your side. Kentucky Roof Works and Restoration want you to know that your home is their top priority. When the storms have left you with more questions than answers, Kentucky Roof Works and Restoration is there to walk you through the process and offer free roof inspections and estimates. From wind and hail, fire and smoke damage, commercial and residential. Trust Kentucky Roof Works and Restoration. Like them on Facebook to learn more.
At Jones Family and Cosmetic Dentistry, we make it our priority to deliver the gentle, compassionate care that you deserve from a dentist. Offering single-visit restoration on crowns, bridges, inlays, onlays, and veneers with CERAC. Jones Family and Cosmetic Dentistry is equipped to handle all your dental needs, from surgical implant placement and restoration, teeth whitening, root canal therapy, and more. And we now have the Cone Beam 3D technology for taking scans of the jaw. For your next dental appointment, call Jones Family and Cosmetic Dentistry at 859-985-0201.
How do you protect your family during a disaster? Have a plan of action for tornadoes, floods, earthquakes, and for an incident at the Bluegrass Army Depot. Know what you will do and how you will contact each other. Having a plan helps to keep you calm and not panic. Visit EstleCountyEMA.com to get started today. Plan today for a safer tomorrow.
If you love local sports, you'll love the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Join your host, Michael Watkins, Samantha Burford, and Dawson Rule as they cover sports news for the greater Madison County area. Get your local sports news every Monday night from 6 to 7 on WBON Channel 9 and on Y92.5, V99.3, and CBS Sports Radio 103.5. The Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show is also brought to you by the Richmond Raceway, the Law Office of Patrick O'Neill, Nuevo Vallarta, and Bishop Small Engine Repair.
Welcome back to Live at 5. On today's sports segment, Dawson Rule is in the studio to talk UK athletics. You might have heard some big news there, including the departure of John Calipari. EKU softball also gets some love as they swept the ASUN rival Stetson over the weekend. Here's Dawson.
It's a crazy day for sports in Kentucky. Let's just get started with the obvious breaking news. UK head coach John Calipari is headed to Fayetteville, Arkansas to coach the Razorbacks. Calipari was in negotiations with Arkansas last night and a deal was finalized, leaving the Kentucky Wildcats without a head coach for the basketball program. Now, the coaching search will almost immediately begin, as the College Basketball National Championship for the sport is tonight, leaving the next few days as key for this head coaching search. Stay tuned to WBON TV Sports for updates and news all week long on the latest potential candidates for the next University of Kentucky head coach. Sticking with a UK theme today, the baseball Cats at UK are rolling, sweeping number 12 Alabama this weekend in Lexington in a 3-game series. The Wildcats bats didn't just win, but they blew out the Tide by scores of 6-2, 7-0, and 10-1. The Wildcats now have some road work to do to keep the magic going, playing Samford tomorrow in Birmingham, then facing Auburn for a 3-game series, and then heading to Louisville next week for a game, before finally returning home against Tennessee. 27-4 is the record for the Batcats, which is tops among college baseball. This past weekend, UK's football team held an open practice for media members, and I got a chance to see some practice highlights and players working hard. Afterwards, UK head coach Mark Stoops and senior defensive star J.J. Weaver spoke with media about how spring ball has gone so far and the outlook for the fall.
We need to bank thousands of reps, and whether it's this offense, last year's offense, any of it, the process, getting lined up, the motions, anything, like it's got to be second nature to us, and then we got to go play and play at a high level and beat people. And so there's a balance there again, how much we're feeding them, how much they can handle. As I mentioned, I think it's easier when it's segmented, when they know what's coming and they know what we're working on. You put it all together, it goes fast.
Trying to lead my team, but working on my technique was definitely, last year I was dealing with my elbow injury. That's why I really want to come back. I got surgery first of January 5th. I'm back, I'm healthy, I'm ready to go.
UK spring game is this Saturday at 1. The EKU softball team is now 29-5 after heading to Florida this weekend and sweeping the Stetson Hatters. The team returns to the Bluegrass for a road doubleheader at Morehead State on Wednesday, before finally playing more games in Richmond against Austin Peay and Louisville. Later this week, if the weather works out in our favor, the sports crew is going to try and make it out to either a local softball or baseball game, although that specific game has not yet been determined. Stay on your toes as to which game we might come out and stream. That's going to be all for today's sports. Make sure to tune in to our Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show tonight from 6 to 7 to get even more in-depth local sports information and hear more great sports talk from Michael and myself. This is Dawson Rule with Madison County's sports coverage.
Thanks, Dawson, for that sports report. We're going to take one last quick break. Lots more news right here, still live at 5.
And at the half, EKU leads state 21-7.
I love the way these look.
Thanks.
Yeah, go Colonels.
Is it here? Hey, Coach. It's right here, but shouldn't you be at the game?
Carry your favorite team with you everywhere you go with a new EKU branded debit card from CG Bank. No matter what season it is, always show your Colonel pride.
Has anyone seen Coach?
Are you looking for a brand new SUV that won't break the bank? Look no farther than Jack Burford Chevrolet, home of the newly redesigned 2024 Trax. Bigger, bolder, more refined, and starting under $25,000, the new Chevy Trax is really upped its game. Come see us at Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond or check us out at jackburford.com to see everything this new Trax has to offer.
Heard the name Chenault Vineyards, but what do you know about it? Chenault Vineyards is a place for the community to enjoy. Central Kentucky's premier event and wedding destination with 5 event venues, full-service catering, over 13 varieties of wine, live music entertainment, seasonal food options, weekly themed Wednesday night out and girls night out, trivia, murder mystery date nights, and free yoga on the point with beautiful views. Everyone can find something to do at Chenault Vineyards. Want to know more? Follow them on Facebook and Instagram or plan your night out at ChenaultVineyards.com.
For years, Richmond residents have been searching for a heating and air company that can do it all. That search is now over. Don't let the name fool you. Fayette Heating and Air serves all over Central Kentucky for both commercial and residential customers. With Fayette Heating and Air, they promise that no matter the issue, no matter the time, you can expect award-winning heating repairs the first time, every time. Visit FayetteHeating.com to learn about special financing and how to sign up for the Comfy Club. With Fayette Heating and Air, complete home solutions.
If it won't go down,
Call Mr. Rooter, the best in town.
what do I do now?
Call Mr. Rooter, the best plumber in town. Mr. Rooter is Central Kentucky's affordable and reliable plumber. Right now, get any drain in your home cleaned for only $89. Call 859-253-CLOG. That's 859-253-CLOG. So if you've got a problem that won't go down, call Mr. Rooter. He's the best plumber in town. He'll clean any drain in your home for only $89.
Now I know who to call.
Call Mr. Rooter.
Bye-bye, Poopy.
Richmond has its very own TV station, WBON TV Channel 9, featuring 4 new TV channels of programming. Our primary station, 9.1, is available over the air with an antenna on all area cable systems, Roku, and our live player at WBONTV.com. You'll love the local sports and other local programming, including the only local newscast for the greater Richmond area, live at 5 daily. Find out more at WBONTV.com.
Welcome back to Alive at 5 on WBON TV Channel 9. Months after discovering high levels of toxins in the soil, the Jessamine County Homeless Coalition has taken legal action, suing the city of Nicholasville and Jessamine County schools. The lawsuit seeks punitive damages, loss of property value and income, and alleges the involvement in contaminating the property and possesses environmental risks. Executive Director Johnny Templin expressed reluctance, stating it was their last resort after they failed attempts to resolve the issue amicably. The lawsuit contends that the district and city deliberately withheld or misrepresented material facts about the soil contaminations, leading to property damage. Specifically, Jessamine County Schools faces accusations of negligence by omission and misrepresentation regarding the property they sold to the coalition. The lawsuit intends to argue that the contamination discovered in 2023 was a consequence of the district's past use of the property, including building demolition. Last summer, Jessamine County Schools denied knowledge of the toxic materials or health hazards related to the land. The city of Nicholasville, the previous owner, is accused of using the site as a dump without disclosure. Mayor Alex Carter challenged the claims, emphasizing the city's lack of ownership of the land since the 1950s. Residents have expressed concerns about the potential health risk and the coalition was unable to afford the cleanup independently. They have applied for EPA cleanup grants in November. They aim to ensure the safety of the land for recreational use by children. Well, we're not done yet today. We have the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. That is coming up right here on Channel 9 at 6 o'clock. Michael and Dawson, of course, are going to talk about the coach switches at UK. They've also got a couple of local baseball coaches to talk with, and they're going to recap that Coyote Bracket Challenge. Have a wonderful afternoon, and of course, I'll see you right back here tomorrow, live at 5.